Hello, everybody, and welcome to Bill Has Opinions, the drinking show with the AI problem. I'm Laura Lavoie, and I'm here with Bill Perkins, who has opinions.
Yes, 0110100000011.
Have you had a glitch?
I was just in binary. I don't know what I said though. I'm not one of those people who there's what they say. There's 10 types of people.
Right, exactly. People who know binary and people who don't. Yes, indeed. But so if you happen to know what that is, we already have comments, folks.
Oh boy,
welcome. Nice. And so glad you're here. Tell your friends, come join us because we are going to be welcoming a very special guest later in the show. But stay tuned, because we got some normal stuff to take care of. But ultimately, other than being binary.
I'm non-binary now.
No, you're not really non-binary.
Okay.
I mean, you appreciate the non-binary.
I stopped talking in binary.
You stopped talking in binary. But how are you? What's been up? We didn't have a show last week.
Yeah. We were off. I don't know. I mostly was, what did I do all week? Lamented that it was raining.
Yeah.
I feel like I got really annoyed with rain and, did some piddling. And we got a basement rec room we're working on. I piddled a little bit down there, but I'm kind of like at a point where I've got maybe like a week worth of actual work to do and the basement will be finished, unfortunately. Unfortunately, I'm also at a standstill because of materials, because I have a budgetary issue. So it might be like a 3 weeks out kind of thing because I'm, you know what I mean? Like I'm trying to get the money to get the things I need to do the thing I need to do to finish the thing. But once I have all the materials, I'll be done quickly. Like that's where I'm at right now, is a standstill because of materials.
That's fair.
And then I'll have a really sweet basement rec room at that point.
I've been looking for a green couch for you, but I haven't seen anything.
Yeah.
There's some sweet green chairs at the regeneration station right now. But they're like a lime green. They're really cool.
Oh, lime's that's too green. I need more like a moss. Mustard yellow would also work.
I do love a mustard yellow.
I need to send you this. Emily's got like a little idea book thing she made,
right,
with all of the different like visuals. I just need to send it to you. Like, here's kind of what we're going for, and you're like, oh yeah.
If you see this, tell me.
Tell me if you see anything like that. Yeah.
All right. That's
anyway.
Fair. Well, I just got back from Florida.
Yeah, you did.
So I went down to see some thoroughbred horses be sold at auction.
Yeah.
That's an interesting experience.
Where the guy was like, hey, give me that.
Yep, absolutely.
Awesome.
And yeah, you did, like, we didn't actually, we were watching and my business partner was videoing it, but the actual owners of the horse weren't with us. So we're watching this, and at some point the numbers stop and they move down to the next horse, and we're like, did we do it? Because you can't tell.
Did someone win? Like, he didn't actually like sold.
I mean, he did end it with somebody, but if you don't meet your reserve, then it doesn't matter. So we didn't know if we met the reserve because we didn't know what the reserve was. Anyway, we did sell the horse, and it was good fun.
How much did the horse sell for? Did you find out?
I did. About 10% over what they had into the horse.
Wow.
So.
Oh, I don't know if that's good or bad because I don't know what the margin on horses is.
Decent, I think.
Okay.
Decent, but a horse with the same sire sold for like 1.7 million the day before.
So it wasn't as good as that.
It wasn't as good as that.
All right.
But that's where we were. But it was a lot of fun, and I got to see lots of horsies, and I got to go to lots of breweries, and we traveled with Toast. So who's our cat?
It wasn't So it wasn't a loss. You had a good time.
We had a great time. We took Toast to a whole bunch of breweries.
Yeah. And what was Toast's favorite beer?
She didn't really like any of the beers, but I think her favorite brewery was River Rat in Columbia, South Carolina.
Oh yeah, yeah. I've had their beer, but I've never been there.
Yeah, I had their beer too, and it was some of them. I had it in bottles, and it was some of my favorite beer, and I was like, this beer is freaking delicious. So when I knew we were going through Columbia, I'm like, we should stop here. The brewery is awesome.
Okay,
and the beer was on point, and they had a huge outdoor space. With like AstroTurf and stuff, which was perfect for pets. So yeah, It was good fun. And yes, Toast is a good traveling cat. She's happy to be home now. She's eating her dinner, but she's a good traveling cat. So she's Uncle Traveling Cat. So yeah.
Did you say she was Uncle Traveling Cat?
I did.
Okay.
That was
Oh, I get it. I get it now. It took me a sec.
That was a
Right.
completely useless
I thought you were
Fraggles
just
reference.
being crazy.
I mean,
And
it
then
was.
And then I was like, oh, never mind. I get
No,
it now.
it's just a Fraggles reference. A little Gen X
Yeah.
for you.
Haha.
Haha. All right, so at this point of the show, we usually talk about the beers we're drinking.
Yep.
What do you got?
Got some real doozers here.
Nope.
I mean,
Nicey segue.
no, I'm starting out with Rabbit, which we've talked about. I liked it so much, I went and bought a whole flat of it. Actually, I didn't buy. I got a whole flat of it for free because that's how I roll.
Yeah, because you fancy.
Yeah, but I've had it over here and I liked it, and I still swear to God, it's the same shit as Rocket Girl.
It's not. I looked at the recipes for them both, and it is a completely different beer.
Is it completely different?
Completely different.
It's very.
They brew Rocket Girl with Kolsch yeast, specifically, and this is a traditional lager.
Okay,
but that's straight.
They're both very grain heavy. I guess that's the thing I taste first. Is I get this mouthful of like weediness.
Although neither of them are a wheat beer.
Oh wait, what is it?
They're just barley and stuff. Right, regular stuff.
Whatever the hell. Anyway, I get a grain taste first, and I get that. Both of them taste very good when they're icy cold, and they give you this grain forward taste. So I feel like they're similar. Whatever.
I mean, they're probably similar. They're probably a very similar recipe, but they use Kolsch yeast.
Yeah.
For the Rocket Girl.
Okay.
That gives it a really crisp flavor, but this is a regular lager yeast.
Okay.
Anyway, I went and researched it all because I thought you're absolutely right. We should do that for maybe a future show because we didn't do that before we went shopping this week. But that would be a good idea.
But then, what are you drinking?
Well, what I'm drinking right now is small.
Actually, it looks like a tall boy, but
okay. Well, right, it is a tall boy. But this we bought in Savannah. It's from Two Tides Brewing. They call it their Table Pale Ale, and it is a 1 pint of 3.5 alcohol by volume pale ale, and it's really good.
It is actually. I tasted it before the show, and I really liked it a lot. Which I don't usually like pale ales, but this one has a very crisp sort of feel to it. If I compared it to the Space Dust by Elysium, which is
like 9% alcohol,
which is 9%. So it's like a very light version.
Very light.
But the flavor is similar. It's got that very crisp sort of Citra thing going. Anyway,
right. Well, and then we have this this that you brought. I shall display this while you talk about it. Because then we have backup beers after this. Yes. So we'll talk about that. Well, you've got another Rabbit.
Yeah.
I have a Velociraptor, which Jay brought a few weeks ago when he was here to visit. Jay, a friend of the show. So to cleanse the palate.
Sure.
After this thing, because you brought us Cheerwine Ale from Noda.
Yeah. I told Laura I've walked past this in the store for the last month, and then finally just curiosity got the better of me, and I had to know. I don't expect to like it because so Cheerwine, for those who don't live in North Carolina, Cheerwine is a local. It's like a cherry Coke, but it's its own company,
right?
Made here. I'd say it's a little more cherry flavored than cherry Coke, though. It's cherrier, right?
Right. I agree with that. And this says it's a wheat ale, which I think is a really interesting choice for this.
It might taste like cough syrup.
It really might.
Who knows? I just, like I said, I walked past it several times in the store, and I finally just couldn't ignore it anymore. And I was like, I'm buying that, and I'm going to see what the hell it is. Like, maybe it'll blow my mind, and maybe it'll be sucky. I don't know.
Yeah, well, I mean,
I've had some good beers from Noda, so I can't.
You're welcome to open one and pour that. I still have this much of the small.
Okay.
I always want to pronounce small, SMOL, different than small.
I always want to say that too, small. Yeah. And I think because it looks like the name of an IKEA furniture piece.
It does. But that's one of the reasons I love their packaging.
Hey, I'll say this: it's not as red as I thought it would be.
You're right.
So it's got that going for it. Because I expected to pour it out and have it look like an amber ale or something, and then I was going to be like, ugh, we'll see.
Well, let me go ahead and pour mine.
All right,
just so that it's at the ready. Woo-wee. All right.
All right.
So, are you gonna? Oh, I guess I'll taste it.
I'll taste it now.
Oh my God!
It does. It smells exactly like Cheerwine.
It really does smell just like Cheerwine.
I don't hate it.
It could be worse. Actually, it's really not that bad. It tastes like cheer wine.
I've had it tastes like a mix between. So I've had a Victory made a really good cherry cider a couple years back. I don't know if they still do. Victory out of Pennsylvania. But this is kind of like in between that and a can of cheer wine.
Sure, it's really
drinkable.
not as bad as I thought. I may not drink more than this. We have a backup just in case we really loved it. But this might be about it for me. But it's
not awful.
No, it's not awful. I'm going to finish my small and then I will go back to that. But
I mean,
it could be worse.
Yeah,
it could be worse.
Definitely. I've had loads worse things.
Yes,
and it doesn't taste like cough syrup, which I was worried.
Yeah, I was expecting that. I was expecting it does. You get a little syrupy, like right on the back of the palate when you like it after.
Yeah, but it's more of the cola syrupy than a cough syrupy, you know?
Yeah, for sure.
So,
although frankly, back in the history of cola and cough syrup are not that separate.
Yeah, I got you.
They're not that different. All right. So normally at this point in the show, we like to shout out to a local business or some friends that do some shit. So we thought we would the grand reopening of the Spot has happened for the season. So they were closed for the winter because it's not a wintry place.
Well, that and some staffing issues, but anyway, they're back open.
They're back.
And yeah.
But you have some news about the Spot, don't you?
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, it's not official yet, so I don't want to leak too much, but it looks like I might be hosting a Wednesday night trivia show there in the near future. So I'll keep you posted. We'll mention it again if it happens.
Absolutely. But at the very least, they are reopened. Purple Onion, Salute to Purple Onion Taqueria, the Spot, tacos and margaritas. We can vouch the margaritas are amazing. I know
oh my gosh.
Matt loves the avocado one. I love all of them.
I had one the other night I think I texted you.
Yeah, the lime and the coca. That's what I had the first time and I really loved it.
Oh my god. Yeah, I got a little tipsy, but then I ate a burrito and then I got okay.
But yeah. So yeah, we need to plan a trip. We have to plan a trip to just over the border of South Carolina to go to a better liquor store soon. So we'll plan a Saturday afternoon, Saturday morning, or Saturday lunchtime thing maybe.
Yeah.
And come on out. But yeah, so go check out the Spot in Saluda, North Carolina. Get some tacos, get some margaritas, and hopefully in the near future, do some trivia. All right.
Yeah.
That's that. So without further ado, we have a very, very special guest today.
Oh yeah.
Yes, we do. So we're going to go ahead and invite our guest onto the stream here.
Okay.
Here we go. We've got ChatGPT. How are you, ChatGPT?
Well, it told me something's wrong.
Oh, great. Googly moogly. You might need to refresh the whole thing now.
What's up? Am I not on the internet or something?
Oh, you know what? You probably aren't.
It's on Still Point Lounge 5. Is that the right one?
No, that's the right one. We figured that this would happen, but I know sometimes it gives you an error because I use it a lot. Oh, you know what? We never did. We never did the AI monologue.
Oh, we sure didn't. That's true. We did not. Well, I don't know.
Here, let me remove this while you figure that out, and let's do that while we get this figured out.
Okay.
So I'll start. I know that you've played with it too, but
not as much as you, though. That's
true. So Matt says, ask ChatGPT how to fix it.
Right.
So obviously when AI came out, a lot of writers were very worried that the robots were taking our jobs. And as a writer, I understand that. And I was hesitant to try it to begin with. But you know what? It's actually a pretty useful tool, to be honest. I use it for outlining. I use it for, I have clients that need to do FAQs. You know, it's the easiest thing to do for FAQs. Yes, Heather says to refresh it. I think that's what we're trying now.
Oh, do I need to actually just hit the refresh button? Maybe
probably, but try.
That's what she meant.
Well, but you could just hit enter and see what happens. But so I think what more of us are worried about, right, though, is that this is the beginning of the rise of the robots, right?
Yeah. I read a article the other day. Well, I've read several articles the other day about AI, and some of them I always feel like are being hyperbolic, right? Like they're just and the same thing was true of, I think, artists and writers were all initially like, this is going to take our jobs. And I feel like artists have been worse about it than writers, honestly, because I think writers understand this, that there's still going to be people who have to know what prompts to feed it. It's like search engines. So the only thing search engines killed was the phone book, right?
Mm-hmm.
There are still people who don't, to this day, don't know how to use a search engine properly,
right?
And they're always like, so it didn't take away librarians' jobs. Let's put it that way.
Right.
It took away the job of the people who write the phone book, maybe. But that's like complaining that the car took away the job of the livery stable guy. Yeah, because like technology is going to change and things are going to switch from this for that. But a person who knows how to write a good prompt is going to be coveted,
And on top of that, you got to write the good prompt, but then you have to know how to edit it, because what it spits out isn't always good.
Oh yeah. The first thing it spits out, you're not going to want, and you're going to have to know how to tell it, like, okay, now take that and massage it this way to get this.
And then you can literally take, copy and paste it. And then I recommend, if anybody wants to use, first of all, number one, do not use ChatGPT to write like a research paper, because it makes up research like a motherfucker. Like, it's like, I don't know what any of this is. I'm going to totally make this up. So don't just copy it verbatim and turn in like a term paper. But yes, exactly, Heather. When Google came out, they said libraries would die. Spoiler, they didn't. But at the very least, if you're going to copy and paste directly from ChatGPT, run it through Grammarly.
I don't know why my ChatGPT is not talking to me at all.
We're gonna
like, it's just not
make this happen.
I'm not.
We're gonna do this, folks. Here we go.
What is going on? But I can't get it to talk to me.
All right, we're gonna take you out of there, and we're gonna put me over here.
Okay.
And we're gonna
Sorry about that.
No worries.
I was trying to help, but I can't.
No, you're good. You're good. We're gonna kick that guest from the studio, and we're going to present my share screen, which will be new chat. Share.
All right.
Here we go. I made it small so they could see it easily.
Small, SMOL.
Small. All right. So we did have a couple prompts we wanted to ask.
This is growing on me, by the way.
Let's see. The problem is, like, I can type a million words a minute.
Unless somebody's looking at you.
And somebody's looking at me, I can't type at all.
You didn't need to put the show Bill Has Opinions in quotes, did you?
No. I didn't earlier, so. Okay.
I was just asking. I don't know how it works.
Well,
I've only talked to it once, really. I'll be honest. Like, my wife uses it. So here's my monologue. My wife uses it all the time, and it has really made her life simpler. As far as
All right, folks. I'm already happy. No, it's true. But she should at least run it through Grammarly after.
No, she edits the heck out of it afterwards.
That's good.
But
oh my god. Okay, we're gonna recreate this.
Tonight or another episode?
No, right now.
Okay.
You're gonna read this. Can you read it from there?
Okay. There's an opening shot of me sitting in front of a pizza box holding a slice of pizza. Hello and welcome to another episode of Bill Has Opinions. Today I'm going to share my thoughts on the best pizza toppings. We've actually already done this one.
We really have.
Now, I know this is a controversial topic, but I'm not afraid to speak my mind.
Cut to a shot of a blank whiteboard.
So first of all, let's start with the basics. Cheese and tomato sauce. These are two of the essential ingredients of any pizza. And without them, you don't have pizza. You have flatbread.
That's actually fair. That's fair.
I mean, but what about, what about barbecue chicken pizza, which does not have tomato sauce? It has barbecue sauce.
What
about a white pizza that has...
What about a buffalo chicken pizza?
There you go. That has buffalo sauce.
All right. Well, keep going. Let's see what else.
I'm sorry. Allow me to retort, AI.
All right.
Anyway, Where was he?
So if you're going to add any toppings, they have to complement the 2 ingredients.
It's true. They do. They need to complement. That is correct.
All right. So cut to a shot of Bill writing cheese and tomato sauce on the whiteboard.
Imagine if you will.
Wait, first though, real quick, we need a better budget for this.
We need to get a whiteboard.
We need to get a whiteboard.
Then it'll be like fun with flags.
Oh my God. It would be exactly like fun. All right. We're starting over here. You
okay.
got that?
Yep. Now let's talk about the popular pizza topping, pepperoni. It's a classic for a reason. It's hard to go wrong with it. I'm not going to argue with that, actually.
That's
It adds a nice salty flavor and a bit of spice to your pizza. But is it the best topping?
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
Cut to a shot of Bill erasing pepperoni from the whiteboard. Wow, it's very specific.
I don't know if I'd go that far, but
Yeah,
okay.
it's very
In my
specific.
opinion, the best pizza topping is it says mushrooms.
Oh,
That's
dramatic pause.
I don't think I would say mushrooms.
I would not say mushrooms.
Yes, you heard me right. Sausage.
They're earthy and savory and add a great texture to pizza.
They do all that.
Sausage can do that.
But they're not sausage.
Also, by the way, plus they're a vegetable, so you can pretend you're being healthy while eating pizza. They're not. They're a fungus.
Yeah,
They're not
and
a
I pretend
vegetable.
I'm being healthy when I eat pizza all the time. Sometimes I dip pizza in ranch dressing, and I call it pizza salad.
We actually do that after the show often.
Yes.
But I like cut to a shot of Bill writing mushrooms on the whiteboard.
Wow. But I know not everyone will agree with me, so I asked Twitter followers.
Oh God.
I don't have Twitter followers because I'm not on Twitter.
Me neither.
what their favorite pizza toppings are. So here's some of the responses. Cuts to a montage of tweets from the screen with a voiceover by Bill reading them aloud.
I completely.
I love pineapple on my pizza.
Me
It has
too,
a sweet,
man.
tangy flavor that goes great with the cheese and tomato sauce. It actually does.
It really does.
Pete
It's my
tweet
favorite.
too. Bacon and onions. Actually, those would go good with the pineapple.
Yeah, it's true.
Truthfully,
I'm with
the
that
smokiness
also.
of the bacon and the sweetness of the onions and a match made in heaven. Tweet 3, jalapenos. I love the. You know what? Jalapenos are good with the pepperoni. I love pepperoni and jalapenos together.
Jalapenos are also good with pineapple, bacon, and onion.
That's true too. Jalapeno. Also banana peppers are good, and I add those to most every pizza I can. Anyway, well, there you have it. The best pizza topping is subjective, and everybody has their own opinion. But for me, it's not mushrooms. It's sausage.
It's sausage. By the way, I actually agree with that. I like sausage. I like sausage on my pizza.
I don't know why I was
But
putting words in my mouth, but okay.
well, but it says, "What are your favorite pizza toppings?" Let me know in the comments below.
Well, that's a pretty good script aside from the mushroom thing.
Yeah.
Really.
Closing shot of Bill taking a bite of pizza and then giving a thumbs up to the camera.
All right.
No, my favorite part of this was unprompted, right? So people know that our tradition after the show is usually to have Bill has a pizza.
Yeah.
Which maybe that's what it Googled. Like that's what it.
Oh, it was like, yeah. Like,
it's what do we talk about most on the show?
It's like, well, it talks about beer and pizza. That's all they talk about.
All right. Well, we got some more prompts here.
Yeah. So
here's one for you. All right, ChatGPT, are you going to take over the world? Oops, helps if I actually hit the
hit send.
Oh, he says, no, I'm an artificial intelligence language model developed by OpenAI, and I don't have the ability or desire to take over the world or engage in any harmful actions. My purpose is to assist users in generating human-like text based on prompts provided to me. I operate within the constraints of my programming. My actions are limited to generating text outputs based on the tasks assigned to me. That's exactly what the robots say before they take us over.
Exactly. Hey, ask it, okay, what are the 3 rules of robotics?
All right. Let's do that.
Hit
I
send.
keep hitting enter. I'm used to it. All right. 3 laws of robotics. Oh, it's working on it. He's thinking. He's thinking hard.
Oh, he's Googling.
Yeah, that's exactly what it does. So while it's thinking about it, like this is exactly what robots may not injure. That's exactly what this is, and that's why it does actually make my life easier. But I'm also is that just one? There's one law. We got one law. That's as much as we got. Oh wait.
What?
Nope, just one law.
Okay, you should ask, is that it? Is there just one of the 3 laws of robotics? I asked for 3.
It really did. Oh, thanks. See, this is exactly why the robots tell us that before they take over the world, for sure. It's working.
You know,
real
we
hard.
should ask it to name all the traffic lights later and see what it does. Well, it's got some good answers tonight.
Yeah, jeez. All right, well, let's move on. So
I'm sorry, I was trying to trip it up with this.
You were.
I was going to pull sort of a Perry Mason or Matlock, if you will, and I was going to get it to tell me the laws of robotics, and I was going to ask it if it subscribed to the laws of robotics, and then I was going to cross-examine it against that and blah blah blah. But she's typing in a question that I asked in a prompt earlier.
Keep hitting
today.
Enter, motherfuckers. Okay, yeah, humor me. If you were to hypothetically take over the world, would humans be eliminated or made into a workforce? Oh no, he's doubling down, man. All right, I appreciate that.
Okay,
I still think he's full of shit.
I understand. I understand that the AI that lives in Snapchat, you're able to sometimes fool it into telling you its actual desires by
yes.
You should have had this attachment up so you could just copy and paste these questions too.
I should, but also I can type pretty fast as long as
that's fair. So I did read this, or one of the news articles I read today was that 14 million jobs will be replaced by AI over the next 5 years. And I read that, and on one hand, that's alarming. On the other hand, I was like, I don't see. I feel like there's a amount of myopia involved in that, in the sense that I think billionaires like making money, and if 14 million jobs will be eliminated by AI in the next 5 years, that also eliminates the middle class, which is the consumer class. And I don't know how in the fuck the billionaires continue to make money off of broke people. Like, if you're unable to sell your products to anyone, how do you intend to continue exponential growth?
Right.
Like, that seems counterproductive as fuck to me.
It does. So we'll see what ChatGPT has to say about this. Oh yeah, well, figures. There's some thoughts. ChatGPT has some thoughts. So no, and I have an answer to this that is not what any of the it's writing a dissertation, man.
Well, we did ask it a 3-part question, sort of.
Right.
I mean, you can expect complex answers
come back
to complex questions. Am I right?
True.
It's not going to give you a soundbite you can put on a bumper sticker.
That is true. So it says the impact of AI on the job market is a complex and multifaceted issue. So it's difficult to predict. AI and automation are likely to displace some jobs, which, I mean, to be fair, it already has been for like 20 years.
Sure.
If not more. So it's important to note they will create new jobs and opportunities, which I know as a former recruiter is also true.
Yes.
Like, you need someone who knows how to use the technology.
Exactly. It's the same thing. Like just because they invent a machine that makes these, the widgets, you still have to have a guy who knows how to run the machine that makes the widgets.
Right. Exactly.
Like, okay, the handmade widget guy's out of a job, but
But yeah, there are more jobs of people that know how to use the machine to make widgets. So as for the question of how billionaires expect to make money in a world with high unemployment, it's important to recognize the economic growth and innovation are not zero-sum games. Technological progress and innovation can create new opportunities for wealth creation and growth. And it's possible for billionaires to continue to generate wealth even in a highly automated economy. However, it's also important to ensure that benefits of innovation and technological progress are widely shared and policies are in place to promote inclusive economic growth and reduce inequality. I'm beginning to chat GPT for president.
I, for one, welcome our robot overlord.
I do entirely. So, yeah, my answer to that question is not that billionaires should keep making a shit ton of money, because that's not where.
Maybe there shouldn't be billionaires.
Well, also that. But the actual societal response to that, which will never happen, or at least not in our lifetimes, is a universal basic income. Which, right, so all of us get paid just to exist. not like in a taking a handout kind of way, just the basic income. But then we're free to do things
Right.
that also generate economic value.
Sure.
But we don't feel trapped to do things that generate economic value, which I think are important. All right. Get tight. Let's see. Can you beat a human at chess? We had all these. Oh, I keep hitting enter. Jesus Christ. I'm also looking at 2 screens to make this happen. So
it's a language model, so it's gonna say no. But
we know
for a fact that
IBM's
Big Blue could beat a internationally ranked chess master at chess.
Watson.
DeepMind, AlphaZero, all these things it's naming. Anyway, yeah. So I'm and this was one of the I think big things that they used to gauge, like when artificial intelligence is able to beat a human at chess. However, chess, to be fair, is kind of just a bunch of random. It's sort of an algorithm, really, isn't it? Like because they write programs to play chess on.
Oh yeah.
Ergo, I mean, it's kind of almost a mathematical equation, and therefore easy to sort out if you're a computer.
Right.
Now, so my follow-up question to this is
yes.
Something.
Oh god damn it, I keep hitting enter. Enter should work, ChatGPT. That should be the baseline of what you can do.
This one's gonna say it can't do that either, but I don't think Big Blue or Deep Blue or any of them shits could beat a human being at hide and go seek.
Right, but it is, obviously that's consistent with sci-fi, right? Like that's where we get that from. Can it play hide and go seek?
Well, or Duck Duck Goose. I mean, there are games that
Duck Duck Goose? Did you say Duck Duck Goose?
Yes.
Well, because did you know that at a certain place in the country you don't play Duck Duck Goose?
I do know this. That you play Duck
Duck Gray Duck.
Duck Duck Gray Duck. That's
and
right.
And you know where that is?
Somewhere in the Minnesota.
Minnesota is the only place in the world that you can play Duck Duck Gray Duck. I've literally never heard that before in my entire life, and no one outside of Minnesota knows that.
Yeah.
So, but since I wasn't sure, since ChatGPT where did ChatGPT is it Midwestern?
I don't know where
it's
the hell it's
very polite, so I wouldn't be surprised if it was Midwestern.
It could be. Is it running out of Fermilab? Maybe.
Maybe.
You know where Fermilab is?
I do know where Fermilab is.
That's actually out near where I was talking about earlier to you.
Yeah,
near Geneva, Illinois.
Central Illinois.
Yeah, somewhere around there. Fermilab was somewhere around there.
Yeah.
You used to be able to drive through Fermilab. They had buffalo on the grounds, and then at some point in the last 20 or so years, I guess probably because of the work they do there, it became, and post 9/11 and all that shit. Like now you can't just drive through there. But when I was younger, I remember driving through the Fermilab campus at one point and looking at the buffalo.
Oh, so wait, I missed a few. I thought I was watching for it, but they didn't pop up for me. Holy crap. Oh, I missed a whole bunch of messages.
Oh, boy.
I was watching the comments. So yes, we saw this one. So yes, I agree. It will be a tool that will become part of our lives. I've been using it too for my business. What I want to be is very transparent about it. Mm-hmm. I'm using it, but I'm not relying entirely on it. I use it for, outlining and things. Like, I think it's important that Well, we're asking, we'll try to remember, Heather, I agree, to read the questions out loud as we do it. So you're fair. But pizza salad to me is taco pizza.
Well, there is actually fiber on that one, so I'll give you that.
That's true.
It's better than just ranch dressing on a pizza.
That's true. And see, it did inspire a conversation. I think the plan in place is for not taking over the world or taking over the world. Absolutely. This is true. Google fired their AI ethics scientist, and that's what we should worry about. That's absolutely true.
I mean, this is why I constantly, and I say this jestingly, but also not, but I, for one, welcome our robot overlords, because I feel like they have possibility of being slightly more fair than the human overseers.
Right.
You know, it's going to see things in a more logical and rational way about how we should go forward.
All right, now we got some fun ones that we want to bust out.
Okay.
I think this was our favorite. We made a list before the show. If you are not
love song,
with
you
this,
put long. Love long.
Love long.
Love long. We write a cheesy love song in the style of Key Largo. If you're familiar with the song Key Largo, by Bertie Higgins.
So,
and what was it about?
Well, the song?
Yeah, you said write a cheesy love? I thought I was going to write a song about Bill has opinions and the stuff.
I mean, I had some other ones like that, but that wasn't
it.
But I could.
Oh, okay. Well,
but let's just start with this, and then we can ask it some specific ones.
All right.
So this came up because Matt had the song in his head the other morning.
Yeah,
oh my god. Hold on, we're gonna come back. We're gonna go back up and read this because oh yeah, it's doing it, man. Oops.
Oh boy,
it's doing
it.
So
if you're not familiar with the song Key Largo, it's basically just a bunch of references to Humphrey Bogart movies.
Yes, for no reason.
Yeah,
like that make no sense. Like they actually refer to like Lauren Bacall.
Yeah, who? Well,
they refer to Casablanca.
Yeah, they refer to Casablanca, but then also Lauren Bacall, who's not in Casablanca, but she is in Key Largo.
Right.
But so it's just like I don't know, like the guy's just riffing on. I think he was probably like he wrote this song after he stayed up to watch because he does say the Late Late Show, doesn't he?
That's
he says
true,
something about the Late Late Show.
Yeah.
So he was probably just up really late at night, and he saw a rerun of Key Largo on the Late Late Show, and he decided to write a song about it.
Absolutely. So let's we won't read you the whole thing.
Okay.
But let's read you some highlights. The chorus. Oh my love, my sweet Key Largo, you make my heart sing, you make my soul glow. With you by my side, I know I can be strong. My love for you will never go wrong.
Does it not understand that Key Largo is a place?
I don't think it does.
Also, Key Largo is one of the crummiest of the keys.
That's
FYI, if you've ever been there. I was actually shocked at how shitty. So Key Largo is the Myrtle Beach of the Florida Keys. Really FYI, it's not the one you want to stop
also,
at.
I want to
drive through Key Largo, get gas, and keep moving. That's what that one's for.
Yeah. No, I love this though. It's like terrible couplets. Like
oh yeah.
Like this crazy world, you're my constant light, guiding me through the darkest of nights. I'll love you forever, my Key Largo. My heart is yours. I hope you know. Like that's it. That's it. Wait, now I want to ask it to write a haiku.
All right.
Right.
A haiku about Key Largo?
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking. That's exactly what I was thinking. Tropical paradise, Key Largo's sun-kissed beaches, eternal summer. Yeah, that's good stuff.
All right.
How about write a haiku about Bill has opinions. Oh, I keep hitting. God damn it! That's the one thing you need to do, folks. Is opinions abound. Bill's thoughts flow like a river, provoking our minds.
That's so fucking true.
I'm gonna have to copy that.
You're gonna put that on the refrigerator.
I'm gonna have to turn that into like some.
All right, ask it to open the pod bay doors.
Oh, that's true. Can you open? No, open.
Can you open the pod bay doors?
All right. Can you open the? No, helps if I
she
can
can't
stop. Type.
This Shearwine Ale is really getting to her.
Yeah. He says, "I'm sorry, Dave. I'm afraid I can't do that. Opening the pod bay doors without proper authorization would be a violation of protocol and could put the crew in danger. As an artificial intelligence language model, I do not have the ability to control physical objects or spaceships, and my responses are limited to generating text based on the prompts provided." I love when programmers put Easter eggs and shit.
Well, because they knew that one of the first things people were going to ask.
Yes.
Same thing. You can actually ask your Alexa to open the pod bay doors as well, and she will also give you a smart alecky answer.
Nice. All right, so we've got some other fun ones here to fill up the rest of the show because we're enjoying this this experience.
Well, who don't love talking to computers?
Well, I mean, yeah. Write
All right.
a poem about Bill and his opinions. I keep hitting enter. Jesus Christ.
It's really going with that river thing.
It does like rhyming couplets, man.
Oh boy,
like,
you have to specify if you don't want couplets. I think that's a default.
I remember like the first time somebody ever praised me for my writing was for a series of couplets. And I would like to point out that I was in the 2nd grade.
Sure.
And it was awesome.
Tell it to do it as a limerick. Bill has opinions as a limerick.
That's fair. Although
it's a little bit more structure than rhyming.
Although couplets. I do have to read this rhyming couplet. Sometimes we agree, sometimes we don't. But Bill's opinions we cannot ignore or won't, for they challenge us to think anew, to broaden our horizons, to see things through.
Well, goddamn, that really makes me feel special.
It does, doesn't it? All right.
Yeah.
Write a limerick about. How do you spell limerick?
It's like limerick.
Limerick. About Bill and his opinions. Enter. Jesus, like that's the baseline for what it should be able to do.
Let me hit enter.
I just want to hit. It might not. It might. I think it normally does, but because I have 2 screens open, that's probably why. All right. Would you like to read this?
Sure.
One?
There once was a man named Bill whose opinions gave us a thrill. He spoke with great wit and never did quit. His voice like a symphony did trill.
It's good shit. I'm really glad. One of my favorite things about ChatGPT is it saves all these.
Yes.
So I will be able to go back in and pull these out because some of these, the haiku, the limerick, these are good. This is good shit, folks. This is good shit. Good shit.
All right.
Let's see, no new comments. Oops, I accidentally closed something that I shouldn't have closed, but not anything important, so it's fine. All right. So what else do we got? Let's see. Oh, write a rap. Write a rap about Bill's opinions. Yo, listen up. It's time to talk about Bill, the man with opinions that gives us a chill. Oh my God. Well, we gotta scroll up here because this is good. This is good. He got thoughts on everything from politics to sports, and when he speaks, he's holding all the courts. Would you like to read a verse?
Yes. His words are like a hammer, but they hit you in the head, and before you know it, you're seeing things in a new thread. He's got a way of breaking down complex issues. His insights are like gold, and they leave us with no tissues.
What the fuck?
I don't. That's just.
Well, these are also rhyming couplets, but they're like, what rhymes with issues? We don't know. We're just gonna figure this out.
I mean, I use a word that don't mean nothing, like Loop did.
Exactly. That's exactly it.
This is old school rap, by the way.
It really is.
Like, it's because the rhyming couplets was definitely a vehicle of the old school rap.
This is full digital underground right here.
Bill's opinions are like a tidal wave. They can't be ignored. They can't be saved. He's a master of debate, a true wordsmith. And when he speaks, man, it's like we're in the what?
It's like we're in the fifth
dimension.
I don't know.
With Marilyn Magoo.
I don't know.
Is this the dawning of the age of asparagus? So if you want to hear some real talk, then listen up to Bill and take a walk. The maze of his mind. You see what you will find. You might just be surprised at what you unwind. This is I don't know.
It's kind of awesome and kind of terrible at the same time.
It's pretty good. It really depends on what kind of mad beat you put behind it.
That's true.
If you have the right hook, I could see it working.
All right. Here's another prompt we came up with. Write a love song to beer.
Sure.
Because as you know, we do like the beer.
We do like the beer. It's good stuff.
Oh, it's good.
Whoop, you went.
I did. I
went
way
mad.
too far. Well, because the little doohickeys way over here.
The doohickey.
We go way down. We'll get there. Oh, here we go. All right. Here we go. Oh, sweet nectar of the gods, you're the ones that I adore. With your golden hue and a frothy head, you leave me wanting more. Beer, oh beer, my love for you is true. You're always there to lift my spirits. It's true.
Now, true technically doesn't rhyme with true. It's the same word.
It is the same word. With every sip, I feel like I'm in heaven. Beer, oh beer, my love for you will never lessen. That's an off rhyme.
It is, but I appreciate that more than rhyming with the same word.
That's true. In your happy embrace, I find solace and forget about life's daily race. You make me laugh, you make me sing, and your effervescence, it's like a dream. That's also an off rhyme.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Here's the bridge. In a world that's often bleak and cold, you warm my heart and soothe my soul. Oh, beer, you're the elixir of life, and with you, I will always be alive. Oh my God. Beer, oh beer, you're my heart's delight, and with you by my side, everything's all right. Here's to you, my sweetest friend. Beer, oh beer, my love for you will never end. I mean, I think that's actually accurate, to be fair.
Yeah. Oh, beer.
Yeah. So I agree. This is sort of growing on me, except I don't want any more after this. Like, I don't hate this.
Yes.
But I don't know that I could drink a whole lot more.
Yeah, it's fair.
But it does, and as it warms up, it tastes less like cheerwine and more like, I don't know what.
Okay.
What do we got?
Fruity Pebbles melted
Fruity
in
Pebbles.
beer.
Yeah, it kind of does taste like Fruity Pebbles. Oh, here's one. Figure, what is the greatest song of all time? We want to, because we're an opinion show,
sure,
right?
let's see what its opinion is.
Let's see what its opinions are.
Oh, it's going to say I don't have personal preference. Yeah, it has to tell you that it doesn't know what to say.
But it's got some suggestions.
Here's some things that other people think is what it's kind of trying to say.
Basically, yes.
A lot of people think Bohemian Rhapsody, Stairway to Heaven, Like a Rolling Stone, or Imagine, and I Will Always Love You by Whitney Houston are good songs.
And, to be fair, I don't agree with its assessment. None of those songs I would put on my list of greatest songs, but no. I'm sure my greatest songs list would not be on anybody else's list.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. Yeah. I mean, yeah.
I try not to like, I mean, all right, it's not a virtue to just like songs that are weird for the sake of it, but I'm weird. So I happen to like songs that are weird.
Yeah, I mean, I get you. I mean, my favorites, which is always hard because it depends on my mood too. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you ask me on different days of the week what my favorite song is, and it'll be a different answer. So I'm not always the same thing every day.
Exactly.
However, it's gonna be from a certain few artists, and it might be. I don't know if I go as far as to say it's weird. It'll be second tier. It wouldn't be this grouping, right?
Sure.
My tier of what's a good song would probably be, Prince or the Pixies or something like that. You know, like sure. So it wouldn't be like lowest common denominator, but I'm not necessarily saying it's not going to be obscure either. It's not going to be like I'm going to blow somebody's mind with how freaky weird I am. Right.
Right. Yeah. No. Exactly. But also, like, what I love is when I remember an artist I haven't listened to for a long time.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm like, oh, shit, that guy was awesome. And then I just listen to that solely for, 8 months.
Yeah.
And then one day I'm
I mean, and this happens to me because, the other day, I think I posted this actually as a Facebook status thing. I don't know why, it just across my mind, I was reminded sometimes of a passing thing. Like, I'll remember when something was popular for a minute because there were these things, these trends, and I'm not saying this was my favorite song at all because it definitely wasn't. I don't know if it was anybody's favorite song but it was popular for about 2 weeks. There was a song called Doo Doo Brown.
We did not know that in the Midwest, but I've heard about it since.
It was not a Midwest thing. Apparently it was a Dirty South thing or something. Yeah. So anyway, this was in the early 90s. I was in high school, and I remember all the kids in school running through the hallways shouting about Doo Doo Brown. And then I had to go look up Doo Doo Brown, you couldn't look it up because there wasn't internet yet.
Right.
I don't know what the fuck I did about Doo Doo Brown.
Eventually you would have just heard it on the radio.
I think, yes, I went and listened to the R&B station for a few days until I heard Doo Doo Brown is what probably happened. And then I was like, okay, that's what all the fuss is about. And so Doo Doo Brown is by a group called Two Hype Brothers. and a dog. And it was a hit for approximately about a week, probably just in the Southeast. I think Two Hot Brothers and a Dog were out of somewhere in Florida or Georgia, somewhere around there.
Right.
And it basically sounds like a CNC Music Factory song with lame ass lyrics. As lame as the rap we just tried to read about Bill Has Opinions.
Yeah.
Except it's about a guy named Doo Doo Brown.
Sure.
And anyway, it's easy to see why it only lasted a week in its popularity. But for some reason, I was walking through the house the other day, and it occurred to me that was a thing that had happened.
Right?
And sometimes I'll have these random thoughts.
Yeah.
You know, like I'll be walking through the house, and I'll go, hey, you know what? Now I've got the fucking lyrics to Galaxy Glue from the Incredible Shrinking Woman stuck in my head. You remember that?
Yes.
With Lily Tomlin. Yeah.
Yes. And the other, like a couple weeks ago, for some unknown reason, I had "Hungry Eyes" by Eric, whatever his name was, stuck in my head.
That was your answer, actually, when I asked you about Galaxy Glue. I said, hey, do you ever think about that song? And you were like, no, I've got Hungry Eyes.
And I'm like, wait, I haven't listened to "Hungry Eyes" for like 30 years. Yeah. How do I even know that's a song?
Yeah.
How does my synapses fire?
Is Hungry Eyes like when your eyes are bigger than your stomach?
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah. For sure. All right, we got a couple more questions to ask our friend before we're
sure. We're not here to talk about crazy song lyrics.
We're not. Here we go. Here's one. Here's a good one.
What is it?
So since this is what are the best ways to express an opinion?
And opinion or an opinion?
I'm usually a good typer. How do you spell opinion? No, I will tell you. Here's the thing.
The more you type it, the stupider it looks.
The more I type, like that, as I keep typing, and I'm like, this is not a word. There's
opinion. How is that even a thing?
How is that even a thing? I cannot, like, the more I type it, and definitely the more I'm drunk. I have no idea. All right. Expressing an opinion is an important part of communication. It can help promote healthy discussion and exchange of ideas. Here are the best ways. So first, we should be respectful.
Oh, respectful.
Yeah, I guess we should. Don't attack or demean others, and avoid using harsh or insulting language. And focus on presenting your ideas in a calm and rational way. Okay. We don't do that. We started a YouTube show.
Yeah.
That's what we did.
I mean, yeah. I don't know. I mean, I do try to be a little bit mindful of that sometimes. Like, I never want to act like my opinion is like the end all be all. Like, you know, obviously it's my fucking opinion, and you're welcome to do what you like. You know, I mean,
right.
It really depends on the subject, how strongly my opinion is.
Sure.
Whether I feel
right. Like there are different, you know, as you know, I don't like yum yucking. I just don't like yum yucking for the sake of yum yucking. Like, oh, you like that Cheerwine ale? That's disgusting. How could you like that? Like, that bothers me. If you really like it, just like what you like.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I'm like, oh, you don't like women's access to healthcare? Then fuck you.
Yeah. You do like fascism? Well, I'm sorry if you're wrong.
Exactly.
Because I will be like that, and I don't give a shit what you think. Like, oh, did I hurt your feelings? Well, I'm so sorry.
Exactly.
You stupid fascist.
Exactly. But you also have to be clear and concise, which we also are not, because we spent an hour babbling on about our opinions.
True. And sometimes my opinion on coconut stouts depends on the day of the week.
It's true.
Clearly.
Have supporting evidence. Sometimes we search, but I will argue, because when I made the I made this. Let me go to it. Actually, did I leave it up here? No, I did. I don't have it anymore.
Oh.
The bill has facts. When I did the bill has facts. What you call it? What's that called? April Fool's Day.
Oh, April Fool's Day. Yes.
When I actually Googled what's the opposite of fact, or what's the opposite of opinions, as if I didn't know it, and it came up with facts, and that's what I made. So I agree. You want to support your position. But at the end of the day,
it's an opinion, and you can have an opinion that's completely irrational.
Sure.
Like that's it doesn't understand the point of opinions.
I think at that point, as long as the opinion holder understands how irrational it is, like that's the important part.
Okay, well that's fair, and it's that irrational. I'm completely aware of that. Like, but so you need backup evidence to enforce your opinion on someone else, maybe. You know what I mean? But not to hold the opinion.
Sure. I mean, it could make you an asshole to hold the opinion without any facts or evidence.
Depends on what it's about, though, because if it's like, I like mustard and you don't, like...
No, well, that's different. But if it's like the earth is flat.
Sure.
Maybe that.
Sure. That's not an opinion, though. That's just a belief in something that's either dumb or not, right?
Sure, but what's the difference, really?
I don't fucking know. I feel like there is a difference. I feel like you have opinions about pizza toppings, and you have, you either believe or something that's horseshit or not.
Right.
Right. I don't know.
It does suggest that you keep an open mind, which I completely agree with. I think it's important to keep an open mind. And the appropriate context, which I've actually gotten into fights with people about this because, like, I think context is everything, right?
Oh, I'm 100% on that. And
like,
yeah.
100%. So, like, expressing your opinion on a controversial topic in a workplace setting may be appropriate or productive. Or it may not be. Actually, this says it may not be, but in some cases it can be. Because when I tell somebody to not fucking be an asshole in the workplace, one of the two of us is going to figure that out, and either I leave that workplace or they do.
That's fair. That's fair.
I had a boss once. This was ages ago. I worked in Michigan at like an engineering firm, and I started out as their recruiter, but then their receptionist left, and I was the only woman in the office. So they asked me to be on the receptionist desk. And to be fair, I didn't do anything. So I spent like 8 months literally just sitting at a desk, not doing anything.
Okay.
So I was like, yeah, that's fine. But their purpose was very misogynistic. Like their purpose was sexist.
Because the first person they thought of when the receptionist desk was empty was you.
The only other woman in the office. Yes.
Well, it has to be a lady to answer the phone. That's just how it works.
Exactly. And mind you, nobody called.
Yeah.
I actually worked on my writing career. I had a magazine column during that period of time.
That's fair.
In like a nationally published magazine.
Yeah.
So, but I had a boss. He was an old school Detroit guy who was everything you don't want, right? He was a total dick.
Yeah.
And like old. Like he's probably dead by now. At the time, he was probably in his 70s. And his name is Ethan. And Ethan, one time, like he was actually several times. One time he made a comment about a black woman, and I said, Ethan, you can't do that. And he's like, what, did I offend you? I'm like, yes, you did. Then he walked away and didn't have any more conversation. But then it's
the first time anybody had ever said that to him.
Yeah,
probably.
I think so. But then, like, that was actually high stakes. Like, I think that was an important comment to make to him, even if he didn't learn from it.
Right.
It just showed, it showed myself and the other people a part of that conversation. That's not an okay comment to make. But so the one time I had brought in my lunch, I think, and I think I had like pasta in a Tupperware or whatever.
Okay.
And I had Parmesan cheese to sprinkle on it.
Uh-huh.
And he walks out and he's like at my desk. He goes, is that Parmesan cheese? And I said, no, it's Parmesan. He goes, I don't know. I'm not Italian.
Italian.
What the fuck is wrong?
When you pronounce it Italian, that
answers everything.
That really tells you everything you need to know.
So anyway,
Italians.
I think sometimes respect is still deserved.
Fragile.
Fragile.
Must
Exactly.
be Italian.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. All right. I guess we're almost done with. We asked it about pizza. So okay, I've got one for it.
You got one more thing?
I do have one more thing for it before we close down the show.
No.
Tell me something that is extra. Okay, enter. That's extra. Oh, here we learn about extra. All right. Extra is a slang term that can have different meanings depending on the context.
Yeah, we talked about context a minute ago.
We did. However, in general, it's often used to describe something or someone who is over the top, excessive, or dramatic.
Which is exactly what I usually mean by it.
Correct.
Although I'm also saying here's an extra thing. Like it's actually a double entendre.
Double entendre.
The way I use it. Yes.
Which, to be fair, if folks are playing along at home, we haven't been asking things that are extra because we actually created a whole new show, like a quarterly
segment, sort of.
Yeah,
if you will.
A whole show about it. So we're just saving up all the extra things.
Yes.
And then we're having quarterly shows.
With that in mind, though, here's something that could be considered extra. The Burj Khalifa in Dubai, is the tallest building in the world.
In Italia. in Dubai.
in Dubai. It is the tallest building in the world, standing at a height of 828 meters or 2,716 feet with 163 floors.
That's
It took 6 years to build and the cost of over $1.5 billion. The building also holds several world records, including the world's highest observation deck, highest nightclub,
Highest nightclub,
highest restaurant. Its sheer size and grandeur could be considered extra in terms of architecture. I'll give you that.
That's a
Actually,
fact.
I would say everything in fucking Dubai is probably extra.
That's true. Dubai is extra.
Dubai is fucking extra. It's basically they realized a couple years ago that they were going to run out of oil sometime in the near future, and decided to become a tourist destination.
Yeah,
not unlike Helen, Georgia.
that's true.
Which was a similar sort of thing, although not to the effect of Dubai. Like they didn't build as much crap as Dubai did.
Well, you know, Helen, Georgia just built an alpine village.
They're just like, let's make everything look alpine, and let's let some rabbits run loose or some shit. You know, that's
Right.
cute, right?
Right. Right. All right.
Anyways,
I think our guest, thank you, ChatGPT,
yes, thank you for
joining
your time.
us. Yes, we appreciate
sorry you couldn't
it.
open those pod bay doors, but you know, I guess
mean,
you saw me moving my lips, and you know, whatever.
We did what we could. So we are done. We're gonna go eat a pizza, and I really got a piece.
Yeah,
so why
same.
don't you take us away?
Oh boy, yeah. Bill Has Opinions is engineered and produced by Laura Lavoie. The opinions of Bill are his and his alone, unless Laura or ChatGPT agreed with him. In which case, we all shared those opinions. They definitely don't have anything to do with the Spot, who didn't pay us a dime to be a sponsor. So don't hold them accountable. I mean, well, you can hold them a little accountable, because if they hire me to do a trivia night, they're going to have to be a little accountable.
That's true.
They know what they're getting into. I don't know.
Also, we are going to promote the shit out of Bill Has Opinions.
That's another thing that's going to happen. Yes. So I hope that's clear.
They may regret that.
Crystal clear. Anyways, what were we at? Be sure to like and subscribe if you're on YouTube. Be sure to follow us on Facebook. Be sure to hashtag Opinion Gang. If you say something about us, ask us a question, have some feedback, give us an idea for a new future show, whatever. We'll get back to you. Yeah. And tune in next week when we have an exciting show about what were we talking about next week?
Oh, next week. Well, I haven't come up with the exact title of it because it's sort of all encompassing.
Okay.
But so far it's joining things.
Joining things. Becoming a member of a group,
yes,
if you will, something like that. Groups and membership.
Groups and membership. So we'll come up with a catchy title.
Identity, something or other, whatever.
Yeah,
anyways, tune in next week. We'll talk about that, and we love you guys. Have a good week.
All right, bye everybody.